Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing fine. Today I'm going to be just preparing a meal for my kids today, basically for us. As you can see, it's minced beef and beans. Just before I start that, I just wanted to have my morning drink. That's basically some vinegar and a bit of honey and some hot water. I like to drink this in the morning. I'm just trying my hardest to lose some weight since the lockdown. I put cup of weight on, so a bit of weight on. So yeah, I'm drinking this to help me lose some weight. I don't measure it, I just use my eyes, there's no specific measurement to that. So I'm just going to mix it up. Sometimes I drink coffee in the morning or just plain hot water, but today I'm drinking this instead. So yeah, yes, let's get into the cooking. As you can see, I have some kidney beans. I took two cans of pre-cooked kidney beans. I just drained the water out and then washed it and left to the side. And I have some minced meat, 5% less fat. That's what I'm using, and some blended or pureed blended tomatoes and some onions. So I hope you enjoy watching the video. And I have some spices. I have curry powder, paprika, turmeric and garlic powder in there. It's always best to prepare everything before you start cooking. So, and I have some onions. Obviously I've said it in before, so I'm just going to cut this and continue the cooking. So I'm just going to cut the onions, but I don't know, for my kids really don't like onions. I'm sure most of the moms will agree with this. So I make sure that I try my best to cut the onions really fine, like basically as small as I can, and then so that way when I cook them, I really cook them. And what do I want to say? So when they are cooked, there's barely any sign of onions in it. And for me, I prefer making sure that the onions are brown, like when cooking them, at least they're lightly brown. So that is that. And my kids always said, don't use the onions in the food, but I said, no, I can't. So I'm just going to use some olive oil there to cook. And guys, I really like this pan. My goodness, this is my newest piece kind of in the kitchen, something that I prefer in the kitchen. So it's a non-stick, basically, as you can see. So I'm just going to put the onions in and leave that to cook and cook until when it's already brown, and that I'll put the minced meat in. And one more thing, I put it to make the onions cook quickly. I sometimes put some salt to soften it up, to sweat these onions down. That way it will cook quickly, especially when you're in a rush. Sometimes you don't have the patience to wait for something to really cook properly. And I really hate it, guys, to cook when I'm in a rush, because when I was cooking, I was just preparing this before I go to work. So in that day I had to cook 2 meals. So after cooking that, which I didn't show in the video, I had to cook another meal for them to put it on the side, so that when it's time they can eat. So that is that. So as you can see, the onions are slightly brown. Now I'm gonna put in the minced meat. I had to take the paper out. So oh my god, this cooking spoon really is giving me headache. I had to change 3 times. You will see in the video there as you keep watching. So yeah, one thing I like my minced meat, how do you say, like I don't know, really fine. That's why I had to put some water to break it down. I don't like it as it is when it's cooked basically. So usually sometime I put it in cold water and separate the meat before I cook it, but on this occasion I didn't. As you can see now, I'm using the wooden spoon because the other one is not doing its job, so which I'm still not satisfied with it. I'm gonna change it again to another spoon that I like to use. So yeah, guys, I hope you're enjoying watching the video. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment down below, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Just to be clear that this video hasn't been sponsored, it's just on my own money, you know, and everything and all that. Yeah, don't want to get into details, but that is that. As you can see now, the minced meat is cooked, is brown now, so I've put all the spices that I mentioned earlier on, and I'll make sure before I put the tomatoes, coat the meat a bit so that I give the spices to cook down a little bit. Then I'll put the tomatoes in, guys. The good thing, I like my tomatoes pureed or blended before I use. That way the cooking time is cut down. And my kids, yet again, they hate the tomatoes. You know, if they see the tomatoes, like, oh, I don't like tomatoes in the food. So by me blending it, they eat it. There's less mourning. So yeah, that is that. So I would just like to say thank you so much for my subscribers. I'm on 50 subscribers, and please guys, please, thank you so much, you know, for your support, for subscribing. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So the minced meat is nearly cooked, as you can see. And another thing, if you, I mean, you can have it with different things. If you want plain like that with rice, and or maybe chapati or things like that. So yeah, and it's looking all delicious, as you can see, but my patience was really running out. I'm like, cook quickly, I got to go. But you know, you can't force something. You have to, you know, everything has its own time, you know. So yeah, going to cover it. I've covered it now, open it a bit to leave it to simmer a bit before I put in the kidney beans. So I'm letting the spices cook really well. One way to know that the spices are cooked, if you can see a bit of oil separating from the what is it called, from the sauce, whatever. Yeah, you know, you can see like, okay, this oil coming from this, from what you're cooking. That's where the spices are cooked properly. So I put the kidney beans in, and definitely, I just had to add some salt in it and mix it all up. That's after some time now. It's looking, I added tomato, it's looking nice. If only you could. And the longer you leave it, like at least 2 days, it tastes even better. So that is almost done. And on this occasion we're gonna have it with some rice, or if they want they can have it with some wrap, you know, or chapati, things like that. That's how we enjoy eating it. So yeah, I hope you enjoy watching this video. So that's the rice I cooked the night before, so I don't need to cook another, you know, a fresh one. So thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe.